So, hi guys. As you can see, I'm joined by Sean from Wild West Exodus. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yep. Today we're going to be having a look at some Wild West Exodus miniatures. So I know people have been saying for a while they're wanting to see more of it. They're wanting to learn more about it. So, Sean, what have you got for us today? What three have we picked out?
So we've got two guys from the Holy Order. We've got Sircan Abner and Altcap Oron. And then we've got Legendary Sitting Bull from the Warrior Nation. So we're going to get a touch of Legendary Boss as well as our newest faction, the Holy Order.
Okay, cool. So, well, let's kick off with, what's his name? Sircan Abner.
Yep, Sircan Abner. We're going to jump into the old man from the Holy Order.
So is the old man then? So what's that exactly mean? Is he just an old man, or is there something behind that?
So he's one of the older leaders of the Holy Order. He's actually one of the kind of the head guy as far as the way things are going right now. He's not as much as a combative guy as he used to be. He's more of the hang in the back.
So the back's bent over. He's got his walking stick out, and he's just sitting at the back going, "Go on, you can do it. I believe in you."
Yep. He's not so old though. He's just a little bit older than everybody else.
Well,
he's just enough.
Let's have a look at the miniature. Oh, this is a fantastic sculpt. So you've got lots of little runes and details in here. Would you do these as a glow effect, or maybe just bright gold?
Definitely a glow effect. I mean, they've got a relic power that's kind of infused into their weaponry and into their armor. So, yeah, you would see that relic glowing blue on that armor.
I see. So we've got the main body, really nice, big flowing robes, a little bit of armor, and on the back you've got all sorts of tassels and stuff, which is really cool.
Yep.
We've then got this, which I assume is his either walking stick or, in Ireland we would call this a shillelagh, which you use to knock around people's knees.
Or their heads, as it may be.
I'd say if you got a slap in the head with that, you would feel it. And then you've got his other little arm here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bringing the power down.
Yeah, he's got the fist up. Damn you, kids!
Get off my lawn.
Finally, we've had an American on the show and do that bit. All right, let's have a look at his stat card. So we've got the lovely artwork here. Right now, myself and John had a look at a set of three of these a little while back, and we weren't sure what the stats and stuff were. So if we can quickly go for a rundown on them. So we've got Q first.
And that is going to be quickness.
Okay, so
that's inches that you can move per action point you spend on movement.
So he can move 3 inches per action point, so he's just hobbling about.
Yep.
He's got 4 action points, so I assume that means he can move 12 inches.
Yep.
But he's having to do a lot to actually get that far.
Yep.
Next up, we've got M.
And that's going to be marksmanship.
Okay.
So on a D10 roll, what you need to meet or beat to successfully make a shooting action.
Right, so the higher your number is on your card, the worse you are at it?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so he's a 7. Yeah, that's quite bad. His PA.
So physical ability.
So hitting people, I assume.
Hitting people, climbing up a building.
Okay.
Things that require strength or dexterity.
Okay, so with it being the old man, it's him climbing the stairs.
Yeah.
All right, we've then got S.
So strikes.
So for each action point I spend on hitting someone in melee, that's how many hits I get?
Yep, exactly.
Or how many swings I get?
Swings, yep.
We've got A.
So that'll be armor.
Armor, okay. So armor 2, so he has a bit of armor.
Has a bit of armor. So when you're doing armor in Wild West Exodus, what you're going to do is you're rolling a d10, you're adding that number to it, and then subtracting that total from the power of the weapon that came in against you to decide how much lifeblood damage that you take.
I see.
And you see over here, he's got 17 lifeblood as well. So
yeah, so this is your life. So if you get the little clear card holders, guys, you can just mark it with a water-based marker.
Yep.
You know. We've then got C of 1+. What's that?
So that's going to be courage.
Okay.
Whether he's going to break when ordnance weapons are hitting him or whatever it may be.
Right, so 1+, I'll assume, religious fanatic. He's scared of no man nor beast.
Yep, he's fine.
Yep, and then on the bottom we've got his weaponry. So we've got Light of Dawn. What is Light of Dawn? Because I'm not seeing a gun here.
Yeah, so he's able to kind of call down power on the sort of naysayers and the non-believers in the world, and
so he's basically standing at the back of the board. Burn, heretic!
Exactly. So he's able to kind of like channel that energy, and he doesn't need line of sight to do it. So he's able to stand behind a building, be in cover, and then take those pot shots.
Right. So he's got sort of whizzy powers where it's just, I know Jesse James is on the other side of this.
And then he's also got a special role on there called interference.
Yeah.
And so what that does is it actually takes RJ-1027 weapons, which is a pretty common power source in the game, and just shuts them off.
So, like I said, Jesse James, he has the two pistols which are powered by it. They're just shut down.
Yep. They're off.
Even if I don't kill him, I'm nerfing him.
Yep. Even if you don't kill him, he can't shoot those weapons now.
That's very handy. It costs $160. So what's the average dollar cost for a game?
So the average dollar cost per game, kind of the smaller size, you'll play around 700, 750.
Okay.
Up all the way to 1,500, even 2,000.
Yeah.
So 160 for a boss is actually on the lower end a bit.
Okay.
Most time bosses are kind of your power piece in the army.
Whereas this guy's more of a support piece.
Yeah, support piece. Yeah, Holy Order generally there's a little less points spent on the boss and more points spent on underbosses, sidekicks.
All right.
Hired hands.
So your bosses are basically helping everybody, and then the next level down, that's your sort of soldier class who's actually going to do the most of the fighting.
A lot of armor, big weapons, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he's then got his luminant staff, his walking stick, which has bell ringer. What's that?
So bell ringer is going to be when you hit somebody with it, they take a physical ability test. If they fail it, they get knocked prone.
Right, so it's clock up the side of the skull. Ow, I'm on the floor.
Yep.
Cool. Right, well, let's we'll put him out the way, and we'll grab the next of our guys from the Holy Order. So who is this?
That's going to be Altcap Oron.
Okay, now myself and John unboxed another Altcap. We actually made a joke that we thought it was a computer command, but I'll assume that then means it's a rank.
It is. It is.
Okay.
It's so it's kind of the leader of the warriors in a way. So it's kind of the guys that are at the middle or at the front of the battlefield, leading the actual fighting.
Okay,
and that's where you'll see the Altcaps.
Right. Well, first up we have his main body, which is chock full of detail. This is a really big, heavily armored dude.
Oh yeah.
I'm seeing lots of places you can do some cool glow effects, and even little tabards and stuff on the back. So if you like doing your cloth work, putting little glyphs and stuff onto the flat surface, this will be a beautiful little thing for you. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have his big helmet.
Yeah.
With its big crest. This is sort of Romanesque.
Yeah. So
in its design.
The Holy Order, they're not necessarily centered in any one specific place.
Okay.
They're very worldwide as far as where they're from and where they kind of exist. So you'll see different influences in the armor and in the weaponry.
Yeah.
So here you'll see like a little bit of samurai influence with that back banner, and then the helm, and then the helm you also see some kind of Romanesque or even Greco-Roman type look to it.
Aye. Very cool. And then let's move on to the business end, because we've got another one of these banners, but that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in this rather funky filigree-filled gun. What is this thing?
So that is the Omni Strike rifle, and that's kind of his thing that he carries. You notice he's super heavily armored, so he's a sniper type guy, but he's not the kind of stealthy, like hide behind things sniper. He'll go out in the middle of the battlefield and he'll just start shooting in any direction.
So he'll just be stood in the middle of a Wild West town just going, okay, there's a guy up there, skadoosh, guy up there, skadoosh, one behind the barrel, skadoosh.
And it's super high powered too. It uses real ammo. So he can actually shoot somebody and then it goes behind them as well. So it just keeps going through people.
Youch. So hang on, if I had, say, someone big, say John Unger or something, standing in front of my boss, he could shoot the first guy and actually hit my boss. That's disgusting.
With the same shot. He doesn't even need to use multiple shots to do that. It's just one shot can go all the way through him.
That's ridiculous. Who came up with this idea?
Me.
Okay. So if you've played the game and you've been playing against this and felt the pain, here's the man you have to hunt down. Right, so let's have a look at his stat card. Again, really, really great artwork. So he's got his quickness of 5, so he's quite quick on his feet. AP 3, marksmanship 4+, which is quite good.
Quite good. And Sircan Abner is going to be buffing that as well to be -1 from that, so he'll be at a 3+.
That's even nicer. His physical is 6, so he's on the average for hitting people in melee. He's getting 1 strike per action point. He's got an armor of 2, so he's on par with the old man. So I'll assume even though he's heavily armored, it's reasonably light comparatively, just because he's a sniper and he wants to be able to move and run about.
Yep.
And then again, he's a religious fanatic, so courage of 1+. So let's have a look at the weapons. The Omni Strike Rifle, range 30.
Yeah.
This is played on what? 4x4, 4x6?
Yep. 4x4, 4x6.
That's quite hefty. It's rate of fire 2, so for each action point I put in, I get 2 shots.
Yep, that is correct.
Awesome. He's got the real ammo and it's power 9. All right, now this I like. He's not just a sniper that's screwed whenever it gets up close and personal. He's got a relic pistol, which is range 8, power 12, rate of fire 2, and it's got spirit aim.
Yep.
So I don't have to worry about someone sneaking up on me. I can just take a shot at them and hopefully take them down before they drag me into melee where I don't really want to be. But even then, he's got Armored Fist, which is rate of fire 2, and again has Bell Ringer.
Yep.
So
get too close to him, he might just knock you out.
Fun times. So we'll put him out of the way. And now let's have a look at the one that I've been waiting for, because this has to be my favourite out of these 3 so far. This is the Sitting Bull.
Legendary.
Legendary. Fair enough. Legendary. We'll give him his full title. Legendary Sitting Bull from the Warrior Nation.
Because he was one of the original bosses that actually came out, even in the Kickstarter. He's kind of the first Warrior Nation boss, so...
Yeah.
Pretty much all the first bosses are the ones that we'll see go legendary over the most recent amount of time.
Right, well, he's got his base to start, and I assume because he's legendary, he gets the scenic base, which is these canisters of something. What is that, RJ?
Yep, RJ 1027.
Okay.
And the Warrior Nation don't really like RJ 1027. It's one of the things that they... kind of as a whole faction, as a whole people have fought against.
So they won't use it. You won't have a random brave with a rifle.
Exactly. They'll use old school weaponry, black powder, and they'll use their spirit
bow and arrows,
bows.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. We've got the main body here. This is some cracking detail for the musculature and the fur. Although these on the back, are those bone or big blades of fur, or
they're big bony spikes? Right. Especially since he's gone legendary, he's taken an even more sort of grotesque.
I don't know. I don't think you could call that grotesque. That is beautifully done. And again, if you want to do little glowing glyphs on the little stone necklace, because he's got that on there, that would look absolutely sweet. We've then got his lower torso, and thank you for this. You've put him in a loincloth. Thank you for that.
Yep.
We then have the 2 big legs, and I'm guessing that, this is probably going to be really dynamic just with the way these are going to pin onto it. We then have the 2 big meaty claws, so you can just imagine him tearing someone apart, just and no wolf's complete without fluffy tail.
Little fluffy tail.
Little fluffy tail.
And then at the end of it, once he comes together, he's jumping off that RG canister, just ready to rip somebody's face off.
That's going to look cool.
Yep.
If you're looking for a centerpiece for your Wild West Exodus force, I think this will be it.
Yeah, and that's kind of where we've gone with the legendaries, is making them be that sort of centerpiece model.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've done a fantastic job on that. Now, I'm noticing his card is actually a little bit different here.
Yep.
So if we grab one of the normal cards, we can see there's how it's normally laid out, and here's how it's laid out on the legendary.
Yep.
So let's have a quick run through it. So he's got quickness of 8, so he's very fast.
Super fast, yep.
He's got 3 action points, so 8 and 8, 16, plus another 8 is 24 inches across the board. So he can be halfway across the board in one run.
Yep.
That's scary. He's got a 6+ for his marksmanship.
Yep.
So on the average, his physical, which is his melee, is 3+. So if he's going to hit you, he's going to hit you.
Yep.
He's getting 3 strikes per point.
Per action point, yep.
Yep.
And that's per melee weapon as well. So his spirit daggers, which he has 2 of, he's actually going to get 6 swings for every action point with those.
What?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
You don't want to mess with them in melee.
No, you really don't. As soon as you see this guy coming, get that Omni rifle out and shoot him down.
Yep.
He's got armor of 1. Well, obviously it's a big wolf dude. He's big, he's tough, but he's not wearing plate.
Nope.
And then he's got his courage of 1+, which means, well, he's a big wolf. What the hell is he going to be scared of?
Yep, he's not too worried about it.
Yep, so you've mentioned his spirit daggers. So he's got 2 of those, and they can actually be thrown as a ranged attack at range 12, power of 12, rate of fire 1. Right, so they have a special of Retrieve, Accurate, and Spirit Edge. So what do these three do?
Yeah, so Retrieve, what it's going to do is it's going to limit the amount of times he can make that attack to how many of those weapons he has. He's got 2 of them, so what he'll do is he'll get 1 action point where he can throw both of them, and then after that he can't do another thrown attack in a turn. Okay. Then Accurate, most ranged attacks, after you go past your halfway point, you actually suffer a negative modifier. Right. So now that's going to be taken away with Accurate. Okay. And then the last one is going to be Spirit Edge. And what that does is after it hits you, you don't get your armor bonus that's mentioned on your card.
So you're just rolling a straight D10 to try and see what damage you can negate. That's quite scary. You also can use them in melee. They've got the Spirit Edge in melee as well. So if you strike with those first, you've got 6 swings to knock out someone's armor before going in with the monstrous fangs. That just sounds cool. Monstrous fangs. Which are range 1.5, so he's got a 1.5 bubble, or an 1.5 bubble around his base. They're power 13, so I'm guessing that's quite heavy.
Yes.
They're rate of fire 1. They have armor piercing and poison. What does that do?
Okay, so armor piercing is just going to be a straight -2 to the armor. So if you didn't use the daggers first and you just came in and started using it, if somebody only has 2 armor, you can just start using your fangs. You just go in. Now, the Spirit Daggers do have a larger halo. So every model has this halo around it.
Yeah, they
that's
have
your kind of close combat
3.5, yeah.
So 3.5 is going to be on the daggers, and while you can use that further away, if you do just want to move into that 1.5 inch, and just start using those fangs.
Just start tearing people's heads off.
Just start tearing people's heads out. Yeah. And then poison, that's going to be a continuous effect. Okay. So if it stays on you, at the beginning of every turn that you have poison on you, you just lose 2 lifeblood. Right. And then with those fangs, if he goes in and kills somebody with them, what he does, he actually turns them into a werewolf. So he gets to use that model to make a full activation.
So hang on, I get a full activation, so I get all the AP on a model for that activation.
Yep. So if you killed Sircan Abner, you get 4 action points to use. Any of his abilities, shoot their own guys, smack their own guys around.
So I've suddenly taken control of him. He's out of it. He's turning into a werewolf. Looks at his own guys and goes, "Well, I'm not with you anymore. Burn!"
Yep. Exactly. So legendary Sitting Bull is a force to be reckoned with. He's pretty scary.
It's $335, but I'm guessing with everything that he's doing here, that's well worth it.
Yeah,
just for a big, absolute monstrous leader on the field that's just going to go in and tear people a new one.
Yep.
Right, well, that's our 3 for today, guys. Myself and Sean are going to move on. We'll see what other Wild West Exodus minis we have sitting, and we'll see you again soon.